Hey everyone, Christopher Beast here. In today's video, I will be covering the fight between Adam and Freyja that occurs in the first tape of Season 11's tapes Perseverance. I've noticed a lot of people in the community have some pretty strange opinions on what happened in this fight and why it happened and all of that. So I'll be using this as an opportunity to portray what I think is occurring here and really my opinions on it. So let's get right into this. Starting off, we need to establish Adam's perspective as to why he was even in that house in the first place. To answer that, I look to the same reason why the Outlanders go into abandoned houses and encounters, because there is loot and likely none of the original residents inside. There is no real way that Adam could have known that there was someone else inside before he entered, so as he looted, he was likely not expecting any company. He may have noticed that there was some strange abundance of gear, maybe some signs of movement, or perhaps some charcoal or other signs of people being there recently, but it really is unlikely that he'd be able to figure out the whole scene, the fact that someone originally lived here or was using this as their temporary residence, before Freyja returned. This is especially true since Freyja wasn't home at the time, so when Adam arrived at her house and she was coming home, there was no one inside to greet him or say anything, and there's no real reason for him to think that there would be anyone to greet him. And even if he saw signs of someone living here, the wastes are really dangerous, and if he doesn't see any signs that they're currently in the house, there's a high chance they went and died. The reason I bring this up is it's important because it showcased that the action of robbing Freyja isn't a betrayal or change of his ideals. It's simply him doing what he, as an Outlander, would do. So it isn't something that really should be taking us as a surprise, and it really doesn't tell us a lot about his character in general. Next, he is jumped by and attacked by a small child who stabs him in the back. He is able to strike back at Freyja, likely in a fit of anger, or perhaps an attempt to save himself, throwing Freyja to the ground and really hurting her really badly. It is important to remember a couple of things here, though. Freyja got the jump on him and already has a knife embedded in his back. And Adam has a weak point, and that is his cassettes, which likely fell out of his bag, because if you think about it, he's getting stabbed in the back, he's going to turn around, that tussle might be enough to cause his bag to unfold and the cassettes to fall out, which would give a moment of distraction that is all Freyja really needs to grab a rock and knock him out, because his main focus is going to be on those cassettes, and, Freyja, there's rocks, it's a pretty apocalyptic situation, there's going to be, spare rocks sitting around. So, while, yeah, Adam is a trained Spec Ops soldier, it is quite logical that Freyja would be able to beat him in this circumstance. I mean, a rock to the head is a rock to the head no matter how trained you are. And it's important to remember that she really is no pushover either, because she's an Outlander who survived this mess. She's, a pretty resilient Outlander from what we learned throughout Perseverance. And it's also really important to remember, Adam came very close to winning this fight. He beat the shit out of Freyja, just factually. She's still recovering from her wounds much time later. And I'd say the fight was pretty logical. I don't really understand why people in the community were like, oh, whoa, Freyja beat Adam? Yeah, right. Yeah. A rock to the head is a rock to the head. I don't really know what people were expecting. He's not a super soldier. He's not a cyborg. You can't just tank a fucking rock to the head and be like, yeah, I'm gonna keep it. Especially if they're having a knife wound in the back, guys. Come on. He's human. I definitely don't think this is enough to kill him, but knock him out? Surely. I don't know, this was just my perspective. I know this is a short little video, but I thought it was important to really just get an opinion out on Adam and Freyja, because it's something I just see so much of, and I'm really confused as to why a lot of people believe this. So yeah, it's been Chris Reese, and I hope to see you all next time.